can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
Welcome into Box Office Quarterbacks. I'm Jeff. That's Gerald. We both got out of Kong x Godzilla, The New Empire, a few hours ago. A batshit crazy movie. A movie I think that I probably could have written as a 10-year-old, but guess what? I fucking loved it, and I was cool as shit as a 10-year-old. And this movie is everything you want. There's kaijus battling. There's so much fun shit in here. Gerald, what did you think of this?
See, I'm just going to try to do like my best Naruto hand sign thing while I do this, since this movie is just a live... I can't do it while I'm talking. This movie's a live action anime. It's fucking hilariously good. There's child prophecies. There are giant monsters. There are giant fucking battles. There is intro evil man battle who says, "This isn't even my final form," and brings out a bigger fucking... I can't, man. It goes full on anime and live action, but it's good. It's fucking good.
Yes.
It's fun. It's exciting. Godzilla goes through a training arc in the first hour of this movie just to get better. Like, he goes on like what is essentially like doing a bunch of side quests to get enough money to just upgrade himself.
Was he like Goku though, in a way? Was he powering himself up to go?
Yeah,
Super
like when
Saiyan?
Goku goes up, he goes all the way up to Korin Tower the first time, goes against that fake water. Naruto learning Sage Mode. Fucking, you can bleach the first time Ichigo starts getting into his demon form. Like, we can go on and on, but like, he had a fucking training arc in the first hour of this movie. Like, the first hour of the movie is very much a Kong movie. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, there's more Kong in here than Godzilla, and you know that's my only criticism of this movie.
See, but I don't think it's criticism. That's what
my
I'm saying.
boy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
See, he was sidelined for half of this movie, but that's my only gripe. That is my only gripe here.
yeah, this movie's great, and I don't want to spoil it for people because like until we get like let's let them know like they need to go watch it. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, 5 minutes in, we're gonna start spoiling the crap out of it. But yeah,
Not even 5
so
minutes.
basically, we are back in Center Earth or Middle Earth, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even know. Godzilla and Kong team up to fight an even bigger threat, which is the Scar King, and he has his own kaiju monster that he controls with his whip, and that thing has ice coming out, and there's a whole... It's hard to explain.
Dude, I'm fucking telling you. I'm telling you, the fact that you're saying it's hard to explain, it makes it so much more like a goddamn live action.
You got to see it to believe it.
It's great, and like, it's like Kong is alone. That is his storyline. He is alone. He has been banished to Middle Earth since the events of losing to Godzilla, or helping him beat Mecha Godzilla, whatever the fuck happened at the end of that last movie.
Yeah.
But and now he is in Middle Earth. He's happy, but he's alone, and he's trying to find a friend, right? And it's actually really good. Like that, I don't want to spoil that. That whole stuff gets really serious. It's really good. And Kong ends up finding what is the Skull King, who Godzilla had actually himself banished centuries before, a long time ago, because he was trying to overtake the surface world. So Godzilla finds him and then fights him. And that's what I'm saying. Like, while you have Godzilla going on this emotional, like, I want to be not alone story, he meets the big bad, fights and loses to said big bad, because big bad's final form is big and scary with a frostbite arm. And so Kong, after that, somehow escapes while he's like miles away from somewhere. Like, he's in another realm too, but somehow escapes. And he goes on to end up getting an upgrade.
Yes.
He's getting this upgrade. In between this whole story, we're seeing Godzilla himself get his own kind of upgrades. He's just like he is doing what Gore the God Butcher didn't fucking do.
Yeah, he went and he straight up killed another Titan. He
killed like 6 of them. What do you fucking like? He killed like 6 of them. There's like 3 or 4 of them he fights in the first 30 minutes. Like, there's
and he goes to a nuclear power plant. He just eats that shit.
So like, we got him going on his own way, and like, you know, like everybody, like some people are like, hey, he's trying to do it for the best, so like humanity, he's trying to help us. But like, at the end of the day, there's a fuck ton of people dead, right, Jeff?
There is. You know, there's nobody left in Rio.
No,
Let me
no,
tell you
yeah.
that. The pyramids, the Great Pyramids in Egypt, they're gone. They were kicked over like a goddamn sandcastle.
Yo,
And are
and
there
Rome.
human characters in this movie, Gerald? There are. There is Brian Tyree Henry, Paperboy from Atlanta. There's Rebecca Hall, and there is Dan Stevens, who is the most batshit human character of this. He is a dentist fixing Kong's tooth, giving him a titanium upgrade, giving him that huge monster power glove. It
Power
looks
glove. I'm
it's like
telling
the
you, man.
Nintendo Power Glove from the 80s. But yeah, there's so much to like here, Gerald. I like that we're talking like we're a bunch of 11-year-old kids that just got out of this movie.
I'm
Uh,
telling you because it's fucking Naruto and Sasuke. Like I hate fucking saying that because I don't want to turn everything into that. But we got like the bad guy who's really a good guy because he's helping everybody, but everybody sees him as a bad guy in Godzilla. And then Kong, who in this movie is, for all intents and purposes, the good guy who's alone. He has to go and get this guy, and they end up being kind of friends at the end, right? But they like one's crazy powerful, the other one has to get some crazy powerful power ups too. It's just there's a lot of different elements in this, but it's so fucking good. And the Scar King is my favorite fucking fighter.
He is fucking cool. He reminds me if any of you ever played Primal Rage, which was like it was a fighting game in the 90s and it was basically Mortal Kombat, but it's a bunch of giant dinosaurs and apes fighting each other. He looked like Chaos from Primal Rage. He also reminded me a lot of the video game Rampage, this movie. A better version of Rampage than the one that
The
The
one we
Rock
got.
gave us.
Oh my god, what the fuck? No,
So
I thought Rampage in the first like 5 minutes of this movie because I think and this isn't a spoiler. Fuck it, we've already spoiled most of the movie, but in the first like 5 to 10 minutes, there's that scene where like Kong is being chased by something, and since it's Kong and these big ass dog looking things are like chasing him, I'm like, oh fuck, we're getting the wolf from Rampage chasing down the monkey from Rampage right now.
any other scenes that stood out to you?
All of Scar King's fight scenes were great. Honestly, I wasn't expected to like for this movie to have so much emotion in it from Kong at all.
Yeah.
You could tell the animators had a fucking hell of a time editing that in making it look the way it came out. It looked good to me, and the fights were just great. Honestly, like they were fun, and they weren't just like monsters breaking shit. You know, like I mean, you got Scar King. The way he fought was like, I don't know, man, like monkey ninja style type shit. I don't know. It was crazy. And like his whip thing that he had, and, like until Godzilla fucked him up.
Oh yeah, the death scene for Scar King was fucking great.
Ooh, Kong and
Like
Godzilla. Oh yes. Is this in the same universe as Monarch, the show we watched?
yes,
Like that's like how does this fit in with Monarch? I wanted to ask you that because like Monarch, to me, I was like, first off, if they're going to the Middle Earth area, like the way we just learned about in the Monarch, when they go back, what fucking year is it going to be? And how is Godzilla and Kong like? How are they matching up with the timelines and shit? You know what I mean? Like I don't. It doesn't make any sense. Like what they established in that show,
it's weird.
like how that works.
It's almost
Um,
like how Captain America Winter Soldier is such a deadly serious movie, and then you get something like Thor Ragnarok, where it's like silly and crazy and all this shit, but it's the same universe.
no.
There's all this
This is different
interconnectivity.
because like those two like one's based on Earth and the other one's based in fucking Thorsgard.
Yeah, that works too.
Asgard. But so like they deal with two completely separate things. But then like with this one, like they are literally going to the same place that Monarch spent the last 4 episodes in. It's okay. So like they spent the last 4 episodes in explaining to us how time works differently, how nobody else in the world lives there. And like then they go here and like there's been like people living there the whole time in Monarch. So like I'm wondering if like one that was in the past. Monarch has to be set in the past, like right after the San Francisco incident. It's obviously pretty soon after, and this is set like 10, 15 years in the future to where Monarch has found a way to like establish stuff down there. But then also, how does the time stuff work? And then like, what's the explanation for like Homegirl spending 50 years down there when and never fucking found proof of another civilization just hiding in between? You know,
There's a
uh,
lot of unanswered
there's a
questions for
lot of
sure.
unanswered questions, man. There's a lot of scenes like this, but like the one that sticks out the most is the scene when Kong shows up and he finds the Iwa people or whatever. I think it was Iwa. But when he finds when he finds all the people hiding after his frostbite, he comes in and the camera shows them seeing him from very fucking far away walk in from where they walked in, and they're like, "Oh shit, Kong's here." And then the next scene is with Jaya like 2 feet away from him, touching his finger. When the fuck did they get there?
Yeah, and then the other thing is they go get his power glove like right after that. They're like, "Hey, I'll just go back to the base and get it." But they were so deep into Middle Earth is what we're going to call this shit now. But
Why did the vet? Why did the vet? Middle Earth. Why did the vet know how to drive pilot a plane?
in how did he get
Like,
back in 5 minutes? And he's
yeah,
like, "All right, here's that fucking power glove. There it is, right here."
and then later he comes in clutch with the lightning bugs, but it's just like, my guy, like, you are a vet. Like, he is flying that thing like a professional.
Just imagine the vet bill for King Kong. You know, he just comes up, gets a toothache.
Who's paying that? Is it like NATO? Is NATO paying it?
They're paying care credit probably on that. But, yeah.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts my wallet. Oh, that's hilarious.
We're off the rails on this one, and I don't care.
It's a good movie. It's fun though.
It is the most fun I've had in the
Fights are worth
MonsterVerse.
it. It's the fights are worth it. The emotions, like if you let yourself just soak into it and like believe anything, like ignore the fact that a child's being allowed to like go after a monster and do stuff. Ignore all that stuff because like it comes with the territory, right, man? I mean, child prophecy movies that have giant kaiju monsters with like magical powers in a different world than the world we're used to. While we also get to see a world we're used to get destroyed. Like just let your imagination go.
Yes. And it makes
Take an edible or something. Like just enjoy it.
And I think what makes this one better is, you know, Kong versus Godzilla came out in the pandemic when we were all stuck in our houses and we watched this on HBO Max. This hit so much differently on the big screen. Like, this is a movie meant for the big screen. You should see it on the big screen. Like the special effects, and especially the animation on Kong looks great, like Gerald said. I had fun, a lot of fun with this movie. And that's going to lead us to our rankings of it, Gerald. I'm going to let you go first.
Right. I know I said what I said in the text, but I really don't want to like just hand it out. Should we do it?
I don't want to go Hall of Fame here. I'm going to give it an all-star. Like,
Yeah,
it
that's
is
what I was
fun.
thinking. That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't want to give it Hall of Fame because like I just feel like there are definitely issues. Some of the editing, the pacing is kind of fine. Some of this is quick human. Like, there's definitely issues, right? But
Yeah,
like,
it's not perfect,
it's
but it is fun
fun
as
as
fuck.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certified fun as fuck. Certified.
Yeah, that's a
FAF.
new ranking.
Certified FAF with an all-star.
Sometimes you need a movie that's not going to take itself seriously and like jog you down with how it connects to a larger universe. And even though this is part of a larger universe, you don't even have to see the other MonsterVerse movies to enjoy this.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you probably need to see Mecha God. The
Maybe
last
that
one.
one.
You probably need to see the last one. You don't need to see Monarch, so that's good. I was wondering if we were going to have to answer that question, but like, no, because if you do see Monarch before this, you might just be a little bit confused as to how the fuck Middle Earth works.
Well, Monarch has so much more material to work with after this because, you know, the big plot of Monarch is the fallout from the San Francisco incident. We have the Rio de Janeiro incident here. We have the fucking pyramids. We have the Colosseum where
the Colosseum
Godzilla
has now become a dog bed.
That's
you know
the cutest thing in the world. It reminds me of my dog Peyton. He just is curled up. And
We keep this in the fucking show too. Like, just this is a meme, and like anybody who actually sees the movie at the end, they'll understand. Like, this is just Godzilla's home now.
yeah, Gerald, we could go on and on about this
Yeah,
movie.
I
Any last points you want to make before we get out of here?
No, just follow us on social media.
Yeah, do that and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Yeah, we're off the rails. I'm sorry. I don't care. Go watch this movie. We'll see you next week.